Hey you guys, River Camp Customs. Not really doing a custom work right now, but this is a 2008 Jeep Patriot 2.4 liter four-wheel drive. It's front-wheel drive and you lock in the rear. I'm in the middle of doing a clutch job. Figured I'd make a video because there are 0 videos on YouTube or anywhere to find out how to do anything. So the very first thing I done was remove the battery box, the battery, the air intake. It's pretty much it so far. I moved the clutch cables out the way, your clutch line. Everything looks pretty good so far. There was one plug right here I undone. Everything's pretty basic. I unplugged that because I had a problem getting the air box out of the way. Let's see. I removed the CV axles on both sides. They're very simple. You just undo your hub, your axle nut, and they pop right out with a little bit of a pry bar. They pop right out. Let's see, right there. See, you can see straight through it. But here's the tricky part right here. Since it's four-wheel drive, I had to remove the drive shaft. It was a little tricky. There were 2 bolts hold the carrier bearing on, 4 bolts for the rear end, and the yoke slides right on out. It wasn't that bad actually, but these bolts are so fucking tight, excuse my language. Pulled the whole stud out. I'm not sure if that's exactly how they are pulled out, if that nut comes off at all, but pulled all 4 of them off like that. And I'm about ready to take these motor mounts off, which there is one. I got that bolt out already. One motor mount there, transmission / motor mount. I hold everything up. You've got one right here. It goes up right there. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get that bolt from the top side. Also, where's the other one at? Oh, you got one. Well, you got this bar right here. Cross member, and it should be able to drop the transmission down while it's unbolted, and it should slide out. We're gonna try it and find out, and I'll get back with you here in a minute. Also, before I forget, the mount right there. Plain, obvious, right on top, easy. You got a little cover right here. All I do is just push those little tabs in on each side and pull it out. Covers that hole up. You got these 17mm bolts. All I did was put the socket up against this, and while it was turning, it stopped it and it broke it loose. We do have 4 bolts here. Show you the easiest trick to do right here. Put that up in there, and as it twists, boom, locked in place. We'll try to hold this camera still. Oh, sorry about that. I broke it loose. Got 4 of those. The bell housing will separate after you get all the rest of these bolts out and the motor mounts. Got that one out. This one up here is being a real pain in my rear end. You can see that bolt right there. Being a real pain in my rear end right there. That bolt. Pain in my rear end. Alright, I got all them bolts out. I got 1, 2, 3, and 4 so far. Bell housing bolts. There's a couple up top, some at the bottom. I used a 23mm to grab a hold of the flywheels, turn it so I can grab these bolts. 23 was a little big. It's probably a 22, but it doesn't take much to turn this little 4-cylinder over. Alright, right there, that hole right there, I pulled a 15mm out of it. That's a 13, and what I'm on now is also a 15 that holds a starter on. That one right there, I'm not sure, but that one right there might be a 15 also. I'm just working my way around this bell housing. Do a little bit at a time. Alright, see my wrench right there? It's the very last bell housing bolt. Got it with breaker bar. Barely. Alright y'all, this is exactly why I'm making this video. there were 0 videos on how to get a 4-wheel drive CVT transmission out of this 4-wheel drive Jeep Patriot. See what I had to do? I had to take both of these side bolts out on this side for this whole cage for the front end steering suspension system. And I left this one on the other side, and I took it out about that much to just start slowly dropping. And once it got about this far, I said, let me give it a try, and she came right on out because that damn drive shaft going towards the back, it kept getting hung up in between the damn flywall and this cage and the rack and pinion, so I dropped it right on down. Alright guys, we got the old clutch out. Definitely not very healthy. Actually, a couple springs fell out of it where they were just chilling right inside the bell housing for the transmission. So good thing this came with a new throwout bearing. Very happy because the old one does not look very healthy either. I would hate to put all this back together and realize that is the problem as well as the clutch, but it's better safe than sorry. Buy the kit, get it come with it. Now this is a put together, this has got pins running through it, or you can't take it apart. This one you put it together, put that in there, put that on top, comes with all these bolts and washers. So that's pretty cool. You use the alignment tool to set it up in here when you bolt it together. And once you bolt it together, you go put it right back in the car and put it together. Pretty easy. Not too bad. Alright, we got this new throwout bearing in. Very easy. 2 10 millimeter bolts. There's a little metal clip right there. You pull up this way, pull it that way, and then your adapter comes off right there. Comes right on out, push it right back in, and you gotta take that new one out. You just shove it right on in there, clip in. Alright, ready to put this new clutch in, see if we can't get it back up there. Alright you guys, I'm bolting this thing back together. I got 4 bolts in the bell housing together. I got the half sub frame back on and just a little bolt up game now, and we'll be done with it. I appreciate y'all watching my video. Like it, subscribe, and share. And if you have any questions that I might be able to have some assistance with, just comment. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. On a side note, when you're putting the clutch on the transmission shaft while you're trying to put it up in there and line it together, yeah, your hand might end up looking like mine. The flywheel got a hold of it a couple times, but hey, it's alright. It's all worth it, sort of. Again, thank y'all for watching. 08 Patriot clutch replacement.